Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English Growth. I'm Peter, and today we're exploring one of the most common and sometimes confusing real-life situations for parents, a parent-teacher meeting. Now, if you're a parent living in an English-speaking country, you've probably noticed that teachers often speak in a polite, indirect way. They rarely say, "Your child got 75 marks." Instead, they might say things like, "He's very curious but gets distracted easily," or "She's doing fine, just needs to focus more on reading," or "We're working on building his confidence." For many parents, especially from South Asia or other formal grading cultures, this sounds a bit unclear. Is that praise, or is it a warning? Sometimes it's both. So today we'll learn how to understand soft, teacher-style English and how to respond politely without sounding worried or defensive. Throughout this episode, you'll hear 7 real scenarios between me and Miss Linda, my child's teacher. Each conversation will help you handle a different part of a parent-teacher meeting. General progress updates, academic performance, social skills and behavior, homework stress, end-of-year feedback, vocabulary decoding, and finally, fluency practice and polite expressions. We'll learn how to ask questions like, "Could you please give an example?" or "How can we help at home?" and "Is this something common for his age?" And you'll also learn what teachers really mean when they use soft expressions. For example, "He's very energetic" often means he talks a lot or moves around too much. "She's creative but needs structure" means good ideas but she loses focus. And "he's very social" means sometimes distracts others. See? It's not negative, it's just polite English. These small cultural and language differences can create big misunderstandings. But once you know how to interpret them, school meetings become friendly, supportive, and encouraging. By the end of this episode, you'll know how to listen calmly, ask clear follow-up questions, and leave the meeting with confidence, understanding exactly what the teacher meant. All right, let's head into the school hallway together. The chairs are lined up, teachers are smiling, and everyone's waiting for their turn. Let's walk into our first meeting with Miss Linda and learn how to talk about your child's general progress naturally, politely, and with confidence. Good morning, Miss Linda. It's nice to finally meet you in person.
Good morning, Peter. It's lovely to see you too. Thank you for coming in today. How have you been?
Doing well, thank you. I'm really looking forward to hearing how Ryan is doing in class.
Of course. Ryan is such a bright and curious student. He asks a lot of questions, which is great, but sometimes he gets a little distracted during group work.
I see. Could you please give me an example of when that happens?
Sure. For instance, when the class is working on a project, he sometimes focuses on his own ideas and forgets to listen to others. But overall, he's doing well, very enthusiastic and imaginative.
That sounds like him. He's always building things at home and asking why about everything. So, would you say this is normal for his age?
Yes, absolutely. It's common at this stage. Many children are learning to balance creativity with teamwork. We're helping him learn how to share ideas and also listen to others.
That's good to know. How is he doing in terms of focus during lessons?
He pays attention well when it's a topic he's excited about. In other subjects, he sometimes needs a small reminder to stay on task. But the great thing is, he responds quickly to gentle feedback.
That's a relief. We've noticed that at home too. If we remind him calmly, he gets back to work right away.
Exactly. He's a kind student, always ready to help his classmates. He's also showing good progress in reading comprehension.
That's wonderful. Is there anything we can do at home to support that progress?
You could try reading together for 10 minutes each night. Ask simple questions like, What happened next? Or why do you think the character did that? It helps him think more deeply.
Perfect. We'll definitely do that. Thank you for the suggestion.
My pleasure. And please don't worry, he's doing really well overall. We just want to keep building on his focus and teamwork skills.
Thank you, Miss Linda. It's so helpful to hear that explained clearly. I really appreciate how you describe both his strengths and what we can work on.
Of course, that's what these meetings are for. Teamwork between school and home. You're doing a great job supporting him.
Thank you so much. That means a lot.
You're welcome. Ryan's lucky to have such supportive parents.
And that's how we discuss general progress during a parent-teacher meeting. Calm, clear, and polite. Now, let's see how to talk about your child's academic performance, like reading, writing, and math, in a natural and confident way. Miss Linda, thank you again for sharing those insights earlier. I'd like to ask a bit about Ryan's academic progress. How's he doing with reading and math lately?
Of course. Let's start with reading. Ryan's doing quite well. He enjoys imaginative stories and he's improving his vocabulary quickly. The only thing is, sometimes he reads a little too fast, so we're encouraging him to slow down and think about the meaning behind the story.
Yes, we've noticed that too. He loves finishing books quickly just to say he's done. Should we try to help him slow down?
Yes, gently. Try asking small questions as he reads, like, why do you think that happened? Or what will the character do next? That helps him focus on comprehension, not just speed.
Got it. And how's his writing coming along?
His writing is improving steadily. He's beginning to use full sentences and stronger ideas. Sometimes his handwriting is a bit uneven, and he forgets punctuation. But his imagination really shines.
Maybe short daily journaling could help. We can ask him to write about his day for 5 minutes every night.
That's a perfect idea. Encourage him to express himself freely. Don't worry too much about spelling at this stage. That will come naturally with practice.
Makes sense. And what about math?
Math is one of his strongest subjects. He understands patterns and numbers very well. Sometimes he rushes through the problems and skips steps, but when he slows down, his accuracy is excellent.
So it's more about being careful than not knowing the topic.
Exactly. His logical thinking is strong. The main focus is checking his work. Also, word problems can confuse him a bit because he focuses on numbers before reading the whole question.
I see. Maybe we'll remind him to read the problem twice before solving.
That's a great strategy. We do the same in class. You can also make math part of daily life, counting change, measuring ingredients, or planning a schedule.
That sounds fun. He learns better when it feels like a game.
Exactly. Learning should be enjoyable. Overall, Ryan is doing really well in all subjects. He's curious, confident, and improving every week.
That's wonderful to hear. Thank you, Miss Linda, for guiding him so well.
You're very welcome, Peter. With steady support at home, he'll keep growing beautifully.
And that's how we discuss academic performance, focusing on progress, not just grades. Now, let's see how to talk about your child's social skills and classroom behavior, one of the most common and sometimes confusing parts of a parent-teacher meeting. Miss Linda, thank you for sharing those details about Ryan's studies. Could we also talk about how he's doing socially, with classmates and group activities?
Of course. Ryan's a very friendly and talkative child. He loves participating in discussions and often takes the lead during group projects.
That's great to hear. He's always full of ideas at home, too. Does he manage to stay focused during group work?
Most of the time, yes. He has a lot of enthusiasm, which is wonderful, but sometimes he gets so excited that he speaks before listening to others. We're helping him practice taking turns and letting his classmates share their thoughts too.
Ah, I understand. So he's social and confident, but still learning teamwork balance?
Exactly. It's very common at this age. He's learning how to channel his energy in a positive way. I'd say he's doing really well overall.
That's reassuring. Is he respectful to teachers and other students?
Yes, very respectful. He always greets everyone politely.
If someone drops something, he's the first to help. He has a kind heart.
That's lovely to hear. At home, he often helps his little sister with homework, too.
That's wonderful. Those habits carry over into class. He just needs gentle reminders to stay quiet during explanations. It's not misbehavior, just enthusiasm.
Yes, that sounds like him. Always eager to talk and share ideas.
Exactly. We never want to stop that curiosity, only guide it. He's learning when to listen and when to speak.
Makes perfect sense. How does he get along with his classmates overall?
He's well liked. Many children enjoy working with him because he brings creativity to the table. Occasionally, if a project doesn't go his way, he feels frustrated, but he's learning how to handle those moments calmly.
So, emotional control is another area we can help with at home.
Yes, but only with positive reinforcement. When he reacts calmly, acknowledge it. Say, I liked how you handled that. It teaches emotional awareness.
That's a great approach. I'll make sure to do that.
Wonderful. And please know, Peter, social learning takes time. What matters most is that Ryan's kind, open, and eager to connect with others. Those qualities will help him far beyond school.
Thank you, Miss Linda. It's comforting to hear that his personality is a strength, even if it sometimes needs guidance.
Absolutely. He's growing beautifully, both academically and socially.
We'll keep supporting him at home. Thanks for always explaining things so clearly.
My pleasure, Pierre. You're doing a great job as a parent.
And that's how we discuss social skills and behavior, focusing on balance, encouragement, and teamwork. Now, let's move to another very real topic for parents: homework stress and screen time. It's something almost every family struggles with these days, so let's see how to talk about it politely and clearly. Ms. Linda, I also wanted to ask about Ryan's homework routine. Sometimes he seems tired or distracted when it's time to study. Is that something you've noticed in class too?
Yes, I've noticed a little bit of that recently. He participates well during lessons, but when we move to quiet, independent work, he sometimes loses focus quickly. It's not unusual. Many children get mentally tired after a long school day.
That's good to know. We usually let him relax for an hour before homework, but sometimes it's still a struggle to get started.
That's understandable. Children often need a mental break between school and homework. You might try a short outdoor activity or a snack before study time, something that refreshes him.
We'll definitely try that. And what about screen time? I feel like tablets and games are his biggest distraction.
You're not alone. Almost every parent says that. Screens can be both useful and distracting. Maybe you could set a small rule like play after homework, or limit screens to certain times of the day. Consistency helps children adjust.
Yes, we've tried that, but it's hard to enforce. Any suggestions for keeping it positive?
You can link screen time to learning. For example, let him watch short educational videos or interactive quizzes related to school topics. It keeps him engaged while learning something new.
That's smart, turning screen time into learning time.
Exactly. Also, make sure he doesn't feel pressured by homework. If it ever seems too much, please let me know. We can adjust the amount or provide alternatives: reading, creative projects, or hands-on activities.
I appreciate that. Sometimes he gets frustrated if he doesn't finish quickly, and we're never sure whether to push or let him rest.
It's all about balance. Encourage effort rather than perfection. You can say things like, I love how you're trying, instead of you need to finish now. That small change makes homework feel less stressful.
That's a wonderful tip. I'll start using that tonight.
Great. And don't forget to keep weekends lighter. Too much homework time can lead to burnout. A relaxed mind learns better.
True. We'll focus on shorter, calmer sessions.
Perfect. And if you ever feel he's getting anxious about studies, please reach out. We'll work on a flexible plan together.
Thank you, Miss Linda. It's such a relief to know that the school supports emotional well-being, too.
Of course, Peter.
Academic success means nothing without a happy, confident child.
I couldn't agree more. Thanks again for the advice. We'll make sure to create a calmer routine at home.
That sounds great. Small, steady changes always bring the best results.
And that's how we talk about homework stress and screen time, calmly, positively, and with teamwork between home and school. Now, let's move to the final meeting of the school year, the end-of-year feedback conversation. This is where teachers share what your child has achieved and what to focus on next. Miss Linda, I can't believe the school year is almost over. It feels like yesterday we had our first meeting. How would you say Ryan has grown this year?
He's grown in so many ways, Peter. Academically, he's become more independent and confident. He now starts his tasks without waiting for instructions, and he's showing great curiosity in science and storytelling.
That's wonderful. We've noticed he's been reading science books at home, too, especially about planets and volcanoes.
Yes, he even gave a short presentation on volcanoes in class last week. He was nervous at first, but spoke clearly and proudly. Moments like that show how much his confidence has improved.
That makes me so happy. I remember earlier this year he was shy about speaking in front of others.
Exactly. We've worked slowly on public speaking and class participation, and now he volunteers to read aloud. That's real progress.
That's great to hear. How about his friendships and teamwork?
He's become more balanced there too. At the start of the year, he wanted to lead every group. Now he's learning to listen and collaborate. His classmates enjoy working with him. He's kind and supportive.
I'm proud of him for that. We've been talking at home about patience and teamwork.
It's definitely showing in class. I can see how home and school efforts are connecting.
Is there any area we should focus on during the holidays?
Reading comprehension and creative writing would be great areas to keep active. Even late activities like family storytelling, short diaries, or visiting the library will help.
Perfect. We'll make a small reading routine for summer, maybe 10 minutes before bed each night.
That sounds wonderful. Also, let him rest and play. Balance is key. He's worked hard all year, and time for creativity is just as important.
Absolutely. I don't want to overload him, just gentle practice.
Exactly. And I want to thank you for being so involved, Peter. Supportive parents make such a difference.
Thank you, Miss Linda. We really appreciate all the effort you and the school have put in. It's been a great experience for Ryan.
He's a joy to teach. Next year, he'll move up with strong foundations, academically and emotionally.
That's the best news I could hear. We'll keep building on it at home.
Wonderful. Enjoy the holidays, Peter, and please tell Ryan I'm proud of him.
I will. Thanks again for everything, Miss Linda. See you next term.
See you then. Take care.
And that's how we handle end-of-year feedback. Full of appreciation, gentle questions, and positive energy. Now, before we wrap up, let's talk about something every parent needs to understand: the vocabulary and culture of parent-teacher meetings in English-speaking schools.
When you attend a meeting, teachers rarely use strong or direct words. Instead of saying, "He's weak in math," they might say, "He's still developing confidence in math." It sounds kinder and more encouraging.
Many learners misunderstand this tone. They hear, "he's fine," and assume everything is perfect. Or they hear, "he needs to focus more," and think it's serious. But in reality, English teachers use soft, balanced language to keep the conversation comfortable and positive.
That's right. We try to highlight strengths first, like, "She's creative," "He's thoughtful," "She contributes ideas." Then we gently mention areas to grow, like, "He's learning to manage time better." It's not criticism, it's guidance.
Exactly. So here are a few useful phrases to understand better. Doing fine means average, steady progress, not perfect. We're working on it means still developing that skill. Very social can mean friendly, but sometimes talkative. Energetic often means active, maybe a little restless. Needs to focus more means distraction happens sometimes, not a major problem. These phrases sound polite, but carry gentle feedback.
And here's another important cultural point.
In English-speaking schools, parent-teacher meetings are seen as partnerships, not evaluations. Teachers don't expect parents to just listen. They appreciate questions like, "Could you please give an example? Is that common for this age? How can we support this skill at home?" They show that you're engaged and willing to help.
Exactly. Those polite follow-up questions make communication smoother and build trust. Also, remember how tone changes meaning. Saying, "What do you mean by that?" can sound defensive, but saying, "Could you tell me a bit more about that?" sounds open and friendly.
That's such a good point. English relies heavily on tone, even more than words. We soften our speech to show respect and cooperation.
Yes, and that's the secret to successful communication in any parent-teacher meeting. Understanding the culture helps you respond with confidence. Here are a few short, listener-friendly lines to keep in mind. "That's good to know." "Thank you for explaining that." "We'll work on it together." "I really appreciate your feedback." Each phrase is polite, positive, and natural. So next time you sit in that little classroom chair, remember, teachers aren't criticizing. They're collaborating.
Exactly. We all want the same thing: happy, confident children who love to learn.
Beautifully said, Miss Linda. Now, let's end today's episode with a short fluency practice and wrap up for all our listeners. And that's how we understand teacher language and cultural differences, learning not just what words mean, but what they really mean. Now, let's finish this episode with some fluency practice and a short motivational wrap-up to help you speak with confidence at your next parent-teacher meeting. All right, listeners, repeat these lines after me. They'll help you sound polite, calm, and natural when talking to teachers. Ready? Could you please give an example? Is this common for his age? Thank you for explaining that. We'll work on it together at home. I really appreciate your time. That's good to know. Thank you. Excellent. These are short, clear, and friendly. The key is tone. Keep your voice calm and curious, not tense or worried.
That's right, Peter. Most teachers just want open communication. When parents ask questions politely, it shows real partnership.
Exactly. You don't need perfect grammar. You just need clear respect in your voice. Let's also practice a few common sentences you might hear from a teacher and how to respond. If a teacher says, "He's doing fine, but he gets distracted sometimes," you can reply, "Thank you for letting us know. We'll try to help him focus better at home." If a teacher says, "She's very creative, but needs to stay organized," you can respond, "We'll encourage her to plan her work step by step." And if you hear, "He's still developing his reading confidence," you might say, "Thanks for the feedback. We'll keep reading together each night." See how polite and cooperative those answers sound? They show you care without sounding defensive.
Exactly. That's what makes a meeting productive: kindness and curiosity from both sides.
Now, one last mindset tip. Parent-teacher meetings are not report cards, they're conversations. Teachers are your partners, not judges. Every phrase like, "We're working on it," means your child is learning, step by step, just like you.
That's so true, Peter. We never expect perfection. We just want children and parents to feel supported.
So here's your mini challenge for this week. If your child's school has a meeting soon, try using at least 2 of today's English phrases. Even if it feels awkward at first, you'll sound confident, respectful, and connected. And remember, every small conversation builds your fluency, not just in language, but in life.
Beautifully said, Peter. Communication is the bridge between school and home.
Thank you, Miss Linda, and thank you to everyone listening today. I hope this episode helps you walk into your next school meeting with a smile and calm confidence. This is Peter, and I'm joined by Miss Linda, and together we help you grow your English one real conversation at a time.